Alright, hi, this is a response for my Developing World class on the two videos that we were asked to watch, which is a TED Talks video, well, two TED Talks videos, one on Hans Rosling, well, the first being on Hans Rosling, and I'll talk about that one first before I talk about the second video. And after watching this video, what I thought of was it was a very interesting spin to put on the typical Industrial Revolution standpoint. He talked about the greatest mechanism of the Industrial Revolution as being the washing machine. That was kind of his symbol in developing like the revolution that has gone throughout the world in terms of industry. And he started his video by explaining how washing used to be so tedious and time consuming, and until the washing machine was invented, and his mom got the first washing machine, and his grandma just sat and watched the magic machine go. And he continues by explaining how there are a lot of people in the world that, well, I think he said around 2 billion people in the world, well, maybe less than that still use fire and heat their water and scrub their laundry every day. I don't think it was, maybe it wasn't 2 billion, it was like 100 million people. Anyway, sorry about the statistics, I'm getting them wrong. But anyway, he was saying that there was a large portion of the world where a washing machine would really be something that those people would want, and that something as simple as a washing machine would change the lives of these women all over that were spending hours a day washing things by hand. And I liked the comment that he made when he was talking to a group of kind of naturalists or kind of energy saving specialists, and he was talking to them like whenever they bring up trying to provide for in the future, trying to find more green energy and trying to find more washing machines, give washing machines later, everybody is kind of was kind of, I don't know, objecting that a little bit, because of the energy that they use, and because they're all Greenpeace and everything. And he was saying, okay, how many of you use cars or don't use a car? And not a few, many of them use their hands. And then he's like, how many of you don't use a washing machine to wash your clothes and wash them all by hand? And with that, he got a lot of people to not raise their hands, and I thought that was funny. Like, it just kind of put into perspective that we kind of we do take for granted things just like a washing machine that we wouldn't even think meant anything, but to those people meant a whole lot. And because of the invention of a washing machine, or of things that could save time, that in turn his mom, he interpreted it, that made library time, that made the book time, because she didn't have to spend so long doing laundry now, so she could go to the library and she could read books to her kids. And Hans was saying how that just started him to becoming on his way to be a professor, and just because his mom had time to read to him when he was young. And so I found that very impactful, because such a small thing can make such a big difference. Such a small thing as a washing machine can kind of turn the tides of a little kid's life. Moving on, the second video that we had to watch was by Sheryl Wudunn. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. She spoke a lot on women, and she said our world's greatest injustice was gender inequality. And the video kind of, being a girl, it really struck me how unequal the gender roles are in other countries, and how just perfecting just the education of women can make such a great difference. She had many stories telling of women that had gone through terrible circumstances and then through all that still managed to want to go to school and to get jobs. And she was saying how women who get jobs or who get educated are more likely to get higher paying jobs, are likely to have less children because they're careful about it, and are more likely to educate those children. And that educating people is one of the top resources that we have to developing our economy. And she just continued to go on about how education, and specifically equality among women, is so important, and how through small acts of progressing education with women and with girls that we can help equate the world somehow and decrease gender discrimination in other countries. And that is a movement that I really want to look into more, and that is just very powerful, and I appreciated her speaking a lot. And both the videos that we watched put a lot in perspective, especially around with other countries. I mean, in America we kind of take things for granted, and well, we do take things for granted, not kind of. And I really liked being able to see the research that these people had done in other countries, especially Sheryl's, and just all the stories that she had about women in other countries and all the things that they had to go through and where they have come because of it. And especially the woman, I forget her name, but she was very injured during childbirth and crawled to get help, and then eventually became a nurse and was helping women around with the same problem. And I don't know, those whole stories were just put everything into perspective, and made me think a great deal about how much we need to consider other countries a lot, and do what we can to help the people in those other countries, because we have the power to, but are we going to? That's the question. Like, what are we going to do? That's what Sheryl said at the end of her video. What are we going to do with the time we have given, because we have been given a very great life? And that is the big question. But thank you for watching, and okay, bye.